football.
Oh, no.
Oh, football. Louise football.
Yeah.
Andy Reid's not going anywhere anytime soon. What are we looking to with the Chiefs and the Eagles?
Or anywhere fast. Hey,
Yeah, you fat piece of shit.
I'm wearing the Barbenheimer shirt. I'm ready to blow. I'm ready to blow. This is the summer. Oh,
Hit the fucking fanfare, Cowboys. Don't make me say it again. It hurts.
Hey there, Krabs. I like the way you're all kicked up.
Rise up, baby.
hit, like, and subscribe.
Show up again next November.
Shit.
Inaugurable.
Oatmeal?
Oatmeal? Throwing batteries at JD Drew? That's kind of tough. But, yeah, we do that.
I'm so sorry.
I'm ready to blow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 323 live on draft night. It is our NFL draft watch along, our little hangout happening here. Folks, it is fun. We are watching from our homes in Virginia because we're not going to Green Bay. There's no reason to go to Green Bay. I mean, it looks okay. Looks kind of fun. They said it's reached maximum capacity, which I don't know what that could be, Scott. Like what, like 200?
About 200. But if you ask Shedeur Sanders, there's nothing to do in Green Bay. So good thing he's not getting drafted there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that's something that'll be fun to talk about. Obviously, you heard him already. You see him now. Scott Ellia, 323 College Shame Day is here. It's our annual crossover, and it's our way to knock out the show, that we could do tomorrow. But boom, now we're getting our analysis in right now. So, this works. This works. We got our ticker down here. We'll see who pops in throughout or at any point. We could be expecting a Luis Martinez, the Big Chief Burrito, which, speaking of, in honor of him, in case he doesn't show up, I got him. And could see a little Brian V. Klein of the, Source Pages podcast and more over on Stranded Panda. We could have, if he remembers, if the drinks aren't flowing well enough, our 323 reporter, Raymond Dubrell, out live at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, to report. He said the anger towards the number one overall pick. So we'll see if that, winds up being the case.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure we'll hear throughout the night from Zahir Ali. You never know. You never know. But if it's just the two of us, it works. This is a way, we
just the two of us.
We
can make it if we try.
Oh, we can make it if we try.
We can make it.
For your viewing pleasure, if you're watching live at any point, one person that's watching right now, shout out to you. We love you. That link. Watch at any point. We got our ticker on the bottom too. If you want to see our top 5 Mels, I say it's my top 5 Mels in honor of Mel Kiper, the NFL draft Santa Claus. Scott, we're getting kicked off here. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock. They're already in their war room. They're smiling. They're making calls. I don't know why. This feels like something that they probably, this is a decision they had to have made weeks ago, outside of like maybe a trade. But what are you looking forward to in this draft after pick number 1? Because obviously it's sealed for Cam Ward.
I mean, you'd like to say it's a seal for Cam Ward. I mean, I'm fairly confident it is, but I'm also in the camp of if you're the first overall pick and they've had this first overall pick for the last couple of months, and they had no intention on trading it. Roger Goodell needs to go out there and say, the 2025 NFL draft is underway. The Tennessee Titans have selected blah 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 with their first overall pick, and then you start with the second pick for the ticker. There's no reason for a countdown. They're not going to have some crazy last minute trade. They're just going to do what they're going to do.
Is it a level of disrespect now that teams don't, because I remember Andrew Luck. I remember that draft, the Colts, they already had Andrew Luck jerseys printed out. He was already in the building and showing up. And, the Redskins at the time, they knew RG3 was going to be number 2, so they were already doing things for him and showing out. If you're like Cam Ward, you're the number 1, you're the presumed number 1 overall pick, are you a little nervous during this time? Or this time, do you feel any disrespect, or do you think he's just going through the notions, letting them do business shit?
No, I feel like he's probably known for a while that he's going to go number 1 overall. I think he's going to let the business do its thing, and he's going to just jump on a flight to Nashville. He's going to go see Reid there for his inaugural, welcome party. So it should be a short flight from Green Bay to Nashville.
I like to we'll break him down a little bit more, once the pick is actually official. But before we get into the whole night, and for any of those wondering, and for those listening later on as we're breaking all of this down, we're not doing what we did year 1.
No,
we're not getting into Bert Kreischer delusional territory, needing to take our shirts off to feel alive at 11:15 because we're trying to figure out which number 3 tight end is going to go to the Chiefs there at the end of the draft. We're going to go pretty much prop till 10 p.m. at the latest. If we can get, picks 1 through 10, if we can get picks 1 through 15, which is what I did the mock on, that'd be great. End in Atlanta, that'd be awesome if we could get 15 picks down before 10 o'clock.
Right.
But we're just going to break down what to expect from the player that's drafted there. Do you expect any trades to pop up?
I expect at least 2. I could see 2 happening. I mean, there's been a lot of kind of grumblings about, maybe the Patriots drop back, because I know the Jaguars and Liam Cohen have already kind of said that they might try to give Trevor Lawrence a weapon there in Jacksonville and draft Ashton Genty at 5. I know he's already tied to the Raiders at 6. You could see him going to the Cowboys at 12. I could see the Patriots moving back not terribly far, say with the Bears. The Bears jump up from 10 to 4. They draft Ashton Genty, which me and you on our mock draft episode we did would be a very silly decision for them to do, because if you can't protect your quarterback, how can you protect a bell cow running back? That would be interesting. And then you kind of look at the back half, a lot of these teams like the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Lions, they don't necessarily need anybody. So I'm very interested to see if one of these top 15 teams try to trade back into the first round and grab somebody.
Well, as we're going further along, you brought up Ashton Genty. I was going to ask, who do you believe are the most interesting, most intriguing players to watch as we're going through, let's say, the first 15 picks? For me, Ashton Genty is that one. I'm very curious to see where he goes. I have him mocked to go to Jacksonville, actually at number 5. I like to see them, get weird and go for some type of explosive weapon to help Trevor Lawrence.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely the name at the top of my head. I'd like to see where Will Campbell, the tackle from LSU, I'd like to see where he kind of lands. I want to see when the rush for all, no pun intended, the rush for all these edge rushers are going to happen, because once the first one comes off the board, it's going to be like a fire sale and everyone's trying to grab one, because the first round talent in edge rushers it's fairly thin at the top. So you're going to want to make sure if that's an area of need and priority for you as a team, you got to make sure to make a move. And that's where I think a lot of these trades might end up happening. I mean, hell, you could see the Broncos at 20. Maybe they trade up and grab Ashton Genty at 4, and they just jump everybody.
That would be something. Where do you think the best landing spot for him?
So he definitely would want to go somewhere where he's not going to be relied on too heavily. A decent line, And really, at that point, it's the team that nobody wants to say, and it's the Cowboys. I mean, you look at, the offensive line play they have plenty of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. They have they have a defense that can hold the team, down and not really put too much pressure on Dak in the offense. But I think really at 12 at Dallas, that's probably the best place he'll have for success early on in his career.
We'll see. Well, we have our first pick officially in. Yes, those beautiful chimes everybody's writing articles about. We already expected it. We gambled on it here with the graphics department. But yes, folks, the Tennessee Titans, with the first overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, are selecting quarterback Cam Ward out of Miami.
Woohoo!
Woo! Shout out Cam.
Play the fanfare.
Yeah, there it is. Fucking fanfare. Scott, tell us about Cam Ward, what the Titans should expect from him, and we've talked endlessly about Cam Ward. We also have big trade news to get to
already.
So you have to talk too much. Yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock with the Cleveland Browns.
Yep. So, I mean, real quick for Cam Ward, I mean, the best quarterback in a very mediocre quarterback class. I mean, if you want to take the hot girl to the date, you got to ask her, I guess. I mean, it's all that's kind of left. But I mean, 5-year starter in college, bounced around, Washington State, Miami. But I mean, last year, 4,300 yards passing, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Yes, he did play in the ACC. But I think that you're getting a really good cornerstone piece there in Nashville for the Tennessee Titans. Jaden Daniels-esque. Maybe he brings that little bit of a magic, little bit of swag to a team that already has so many issues across the board, but you got to start somewhere, and you better start with the most important position on the football field on both sides.
Do you think it winds up being beneficial for the Titans? I mean, there's so much that they need, and we've talked about this a little endlessly, but there's so many positions of need for the Tennessee Titans. Do you think that this is smart for them? And is it going to be beneficial for Cam Ward?
I feel that it is. I mean, you got to look for Cam Ward's sake. You're playing the AFC South. I mean, you're playing one of the weakest divisions in the NFL, so that should be okay. The Tennessee Titans, they have made moves to improve the roster. I feel for an organization, it's a really good starting point for him. I think it might be a little bit more of a slow burn. I don't feel you're going to see kind of a CJ Stroud kind of freshman year that he had 2 years ago. But hey, I've been wrong before. I mean, I got married. See how that turned out. But really quick, because they're on the clock, and I feel that since there's only one player that's out of the player pool right now, the pick should probably be in here pretty quick. But the trade the Browns just made with the Jacksonville Jaguars, so it is. What were the details on that trade? I believe it was they swapped first-round picks, and what else happened?
I have not seen any other details for it yet, but I'm very curious. It can't. Well, I mean, it was jumping from 5 to 2. Obviously, we've been hearing about the Jaguars that they have wanted. They've been that new GM of theirs, that young dude. He's been looking at every possible option for this, whether it's to trade up or who the hell knows.
Well, the trade, I mean, that sets the Browns up pretty perfectly because they have 3 of the top 36 picks. So they traded down to 5. So they still have the 5th pick. And then they had the 33rd, which is the first pick tomorrow night. And then they had the 36th pick, which is the 4th pick tomorrow night. So you're essentially getting 3 first-round players.
Right. Who do you think they're going to go here?
Travis Hunter.
I think it has to be, right?
It has to be Travis. It would have to be Travis Hunter. I mean,
so Jags receive 2nd overall pick, 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick. Browns get the 5th overall, this year's 2nd and 4th, and next year's 1st round pick. That's a haul.
Check your phone because our media correspondent on the ground, Raymond, he just sent us a video from Nashville with that reaction.
Oh God! All right, let's see. I'll try to get it loaded in here.
All right. Yeah, why do you do? I mean, I know the chalk pick was always Mason Graham, the defensive lineman from Michigan, but there was grumblings that, they might want to take Ashton Genty. But I feel if you're going to jump up to 2, you're not going Ashton at that point. You're probably going to try to grab Travis Hunter. I mean, they need a wide receiver. They need a cornerback. They need safety help. So, I mean, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, I feel the biggest question mark at that point would be, are they going to force Travis to pick a side? And I can't think of more of a negative aura than Liam Cohen interacting with Deion Sanders in the future.
That is not going to be good aura. Not whatsoever. But I don't think he's not going to have to deal with Deion as much. I mean, this isn't his favorite son.
No, well, he likes him more than Shiloh.
That's true. He's a strong number 2.
Travis Hunter's the son that he wishes Shiloh was. But I mean, for Travis Hunter, if this is going to be the eventual pick, I mean, he's from the area. You know, that would be a huge support system that he'd have around there in Jacksonville. I'm just waiting for Roger Goodell to waddle his ass across the stage.
They're showing Travis Hunter smiling with mom right now. So this is about to
Is dad in the crowd?
Okay, what's going on with that?
So
Can we talk about that?
I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch that. No.
I'm a little scared of it.
Listen, we've already rocked the boat one too many times with Shohei and.
Oh, please don't sue us, Shohei.
Shohei, love and respect.
Litigious.
Hey, you didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
No, it wasn't you. You didn't know.
He's going to jail.
Right. The other guy. The other guys who we have beef with, not you.
Oof. I might have to have you, if there's any way for you to present this video. Because do you have an iPhone or are you an Android guy?
I have an iPhone. Oh,
it's one of the worst things from the iPhone to Android video messages. Always come out so blurry and pixelated.
Oh, see, it's blurry and pixelated on mine too.
Oh, damn. Okay, so maybe
I think it's because of the group chat because you're the green bubble guy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're a greener.
Damn greeners. All right, Roger Goodell has waddled his ass out here with who I believe is Eric Armstead. Or I'm racist. No.
I mean,
oh no, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong here.
I mean,
I think it's one of the Paytons. Never mind.
You can't spell racism in Reid without R.
And there's an M. It ends with an M for Murphy.
Yep. Hey. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to find that charger here soon. I'm trying to figure out what box it could be in. Because as, you know, the one person, whomever you are that's watching us right now, just gabbing right now. Little bit of a change. A little bit of a change of scenery. Because we have finally relocated to the Hampton Roads area. And, uh-oh.
Shit.
I heard somebody entering. I heard a knock at the door.
There's Luis Martinez joins the show. Luis, were you that one person?
My stream.
Trying to figure out what box would it be in. It would have to be in a living room box.
Luis, it's a good time for you to join us because we can play the sounder. Jacksonville Jaguars pick is in. Of course,
pick is in.
They traded with the Cleveland Browns to get to the number 2 spot. So that already defeated my shit earlier of saying that there weren't going to be any big trades here in the top.
It's a dark throw.
With the 2nd overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars are officially selecting Colorado wide receiver and cornerback Travis Hunter.
Woo, there you go.
A 2, a 4, and next year's number 1.
It's a lot.
They swap picks. What do they swap down to?
5.
Yeah, they're at number 5. So they're still going to get a damn good player.
They just went down to 5? That's it?
Yeah. Hey, Liam Cohen's just doing his thing, man.
Then he called up Jacksonville and was like, I want my picks back.
I want all of them.
I want all my picks.
Duval.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
And then the guy in Jacksonville was like, Hunter at all costs.
Listen, he only has 1 year on the job. He has to make a shot.
Ooh, the fuchsia.
That's true.
Fuchsia suit. Look at this guy.
I know.
See, I'm trying to find where I can stream it.
You're still going off of us.
I got
Wonder
you.
if it's on here. Hold on. Oh, wait. Does my normal pirating website have it? Oh, they do. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Luis, if you want to set sail, Luis has got you.
Arr. Yeah, now I see the fuchsia. There we go.
So, Travis,
he would have gone number 1 if he went to Florida State. Just saying.
the Jaguars, I can't think of a bigger, this is a star. Like, you need this on if you're trying to, sell shit for the team, you need a good star, you need a weapon. They liked their guy, they saw him. This is somebody that, a lot of people and a lot of analysts had locked in for them. They needed a corner, they needed wide receiver help. Shit, now you have what some believe is the number 1 on both sides. I didn't think he was the number 1 rated wide receiver prospect.
Absolutely not.
I will turn it over to Shame Day. What do you think about this pick here?
I mean, we kind of talked about it for a little bit leading up into the pick, right? I mean, they needed wide receiver help. They need cornerback help. They need to try to get a spark there. Kind of, same air as Cam Ward to Tennessee. So, I mean, you're bringing a name like Travis Hunter to Jacksonville, where he's from the area. He's got a great sports system there. Maybe this is enough to give a spark to Trevor Lawrence, give him a little bit of a weapon. But I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to force him to do, whether he's playing both sides or he's picking a cornerback and they're just going to make some packages for him on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm very intrigued. And the New York Giants are already got their pick in quick,
as they should. I mean, and I'm still gambling on who I think they're going to have. But for Travis Hunter here, Luis,
Jackson Dart,
Heisman winner, Jackson Dart should go to the Jaguars.
Jackson and Dart at 3. Here we go.
They double down. What does the GM's kid think?
Oh, right.
Luis, how are you excited to see Travis Hunter in the NFL? This like old 1930s style, play both sides kind of football player out there, or are you going to buy into the hype? Do you even think that he's going to be able to do too much of this? What some people think.
I remember the excitement when Dion was playing football, baseball, and then he would line up at wide receiver, and for like little gadget plays here and there. I don't know. I think he's capping when he's saying that he would retire if he couldn't do both. I think you stick him. I think you stick him at CB1 for 12 years, and you call it a day, and you create a couple of packages for him to come in. Some bubble, some sweeps, some bubble screens. But do I think he's going to be taking the punishment of running across the middle and stuff like that? I don't see that. I don't see him being like Dale Revis and Wayne Corbett at the same time. I think he's gonna excel at one and dabble in the other one.
Says Deion Sanders in 1996 was the last player with eight or more starts on offense and defense. So that's what you're going to be looking to see if Travis Hunter can do. I'm in agreement. I don't think that he's going to – they're definitely going to decide on one for him. They're going to give him his packages. He's not going to retire, if he can't play both sides. Obviously, people are already – and I'm sure the Jaguars are too – already looking down the line 5 years ahead when that contract is up, that rookie year contract is up, and he's going to be up for a deal. And if he's playing offense and defense, money's going to be insane for him, especially if he excels and he can play at a Pro Bowl level. But real quick before we get to the Giants pick, Scott, just to close the loop on him, do you think that Travis Hunter could be, let's say, even a Pro Bowl level player? Or no, let me say all pro, because anybody can be a Pro Bowl.
Maybe in like 3 years. I don't see it right out the gate.
All right. The New York Giants at number 3.
Jackson Dart.
They are taking Abdul Carter, edge from Penn State.
Hey,
I believe to be the best player. I believe to be the best overall player in this draft.
Yeah, I think ESPN has him ranked up at number 1 too.
I loved everything I saw of Abdul Carter with Penn State. Dude has such a high level of play recognition. His pursuit is crazy. He's showing everything that you get from that Penn State number 11, right? Micah Parsons, all of the legends from that team on defense and everything. I'm completely distracted by his fit right now. It is Rev Run levels. I like it.
That Crush Velvet?
Yeah, I think it is Crush Velvet.
Wearing velvet, dude.
Scott, what do you? Is this a good pick for the Giants?
Is Goodell gonna leave the floor here? Is this gonna be the pickup?
This is a good bet. This is a good bet because watching the Goodell tap every year. So you're saying he's going to leave the floor?
Yeah, this guy might lift him off the ground. This guy might.
He better run. Just run. Just throw the jersey at him and run.
Oh, he's coming in hot. He's walking. Okay, up high five. Oh, he's got. Oh, they had a whole DAP level. Okay. He stayed on the ground.
Stayed on the ground, right?
Damn, can't cash that bet.
Scott, but yeah. Going back to Abdul Carter, I mean, this is a guy who started 3 years at Penn State at a high level. He's playing the Big Ten, which is, I guess, now the 1B conference within the college football world. I mean, 12 sacks last year. He's going to be an immediate impact, and it's going to be scary having Kayvon Thibodeau on one side and then having Abdul Carter on the other side, because it's only going to push Kayvon Thibodeau even further. And then in the NFC East, like, you need if they can't beat the teams with stellar quarterback play, they better load up their defense to get after those mobile quarterbacks that the NFC East has.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, you can't forget, what do you think this is going to do for Kayvon Thibodeau? Because they already have Brian Burns. They traded for Brian Burns last year out of Carolina. Who's on the other side there? Is this going to be maybe a job loss for Kayvon Thibodeau, who was their first round pick a couple of years ago? Or is this just going to be like some heavy ass rotation on the defensive line that's going to terrify me as a Commanders fan?
I feel like they're making this pick to potentially light a fire under Kayvon Thibodeau's ass, because he's already he has those negatives against him, that he's not like the hardest working player on the field. Like, he kind of gives up a little bit. So it's either like, hey, it's either put up or shut up. But I mean, it's still decent trade bait for the Giants, right? Like, if Brian Burns is Brian Burns that we are used to seeing, and Abdul Carter comes in and he's lighting the world on fire. I mean, there's definitely going to be teams out there that are looking for young defensive talents, and you could still get a haul for him.
Luis, how do you feel about this for the other New York team? Would you ever switch to the Giants as a Jets fan?
So I've said this before, but one of the first football games I ever watched was the Giants and Bills Super Bowl, and I was like, "Fuck both these teams." That's when I became a Jets fan. So, no,
fair enough. What are you hoping for as we're going to get closer? We're getting closer to the Jets pick. They're going to be at, what is it, pick 7? Yeah, pick 7. What are you hoping for from them there?
I guess now that we got Justin Fields, I don't know if this is the year for the quarterback. I'd rather, throw it back for Arch next year, maybe. So I am honestly hoping for a line guy, because I haven't been blown away. I have heard this isn't the greatest wide receiver draft. It's a big lineman draft. So O-line would be big white boys up front. I'm not a huge fan of big white boys up front on the D-line. So big O lineman. Give me like the second O lineman off the board. Either somebody that can play right tackle and slide down the guard, or just a straight up right tackle to pair with Olu and Vera Tucker at guard. I think that helps me out a lot more this year.
I believe so too. I think that's what Scott and I both had you mocked for. I think was O line. I at least did. Scott is
muted. Yeah. Yeah, I had them. I think in the latest mock that we did, I had Armin Membau, the tackle out of Missouri. But if Luis, as an avid Jets fan, wants a white guy, then I present to you Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU, who has short arms apparently.
I'll take a white offensive tackle. I don't want a white defensive lineman though.
Well, see, is that something? I think we've had this conversation before, right? Because like when we had the black versus white draft months ago, I feel like that was the common thread, was that there was a lot more white guys on the offensive line versus the defensive line, and it was harder for me to find stellar defensive linemen that were white.
Well, Deion Sanders brought it up before, and he got some flack for saying it, but he was talking about what he wants in his D lineman versus what he wants in his O lineman when he's recruiting.
Oh, right.
He was like, I'm looking for O linemen. He was like, hey man, we're looking for some of these honor roll dudes. We're looking for, a good home life. On the D line, I'm looking for somebody with a single mom in the household. Got some daddy issues. They got some rage pent up in them. They're hard to reel in for class. So he was like, I'm not trying to say there's stereotypes, but
no, and I mean, especially with the Patriots pick now in, and I guess they're going to wait until after the Kelce's get off the screen for a commercial break. I have them in that same boat with the Jets, like getting offensive line help, and to me, Armin Membau for them, it speaks more to the Patriots. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go off the board. So that way, it just makes the decision even easier for the New York Jets.
Luis, I'm repping you over here. I keep going on mute because I didn't eat dinner before this. Got my big burrito. It's not exactly a chief burrito, but it's a big old burrito. It's a big back burrito. Shout out.
What's the burrito place out there?
Chipotle.
Oh,
yeah.
Let me guess. Chicken. The silence is deafening.
This time it is.
You just happen to be correct.
This time.
They got the special. It's the Chipotle honey chicken. So,
You win this time, white man.
This time, Whitey. But
hey, February's over, dude. You're fair game now.
This is your year.
This is my year. You can't tell me nothing.
Shout out Angela getting me this, funding the fueling this live draft, and for the Jaden Daniels Spider-Man that I have up here, and I'm afraid to take it off the wall.
Okay.
It's just going to fall, but this shit is beautiful. I'm going to put the link out for people to go check out this artist, Sean Anderson, but incredible stuff he does.
Mr. Anderson.
Roger Goodell's waddled on out, and we have a pick. With the 4th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, I see short arms, so I can only assume this is the offensive.
Oh, no.
LSU, Will Campbell.
Ooh.
Will Campbell.
There he goes.
Yep.
Sorry, Louise.
So the Patriots get their left tackle. Looking at O linemen in pimped out suits it's an interesting look.
It's a treat.
That's what you're here for.
It's a choice.
Scott, what can the Patriots expect out of Will Campbell? I liked a lot of what I saw of him at LSU.
A dog. Like, this is like generational talent that you're going to get. He's going to be a cornerstone of that franchise for years. And it's exactly what they need to, get some help there on the offensive line, because Drake May's getting killed and he needs as much help as he can get. Don't get cute and get a positional player or someone on defense. Just do what the Cowboys do and just stack your offensive line for the next 4 picks.
That was the lamest handshake as he was walking by. The thing about this guy is he's busy tonight. He had sneakers with the suit because after this he's got to go find Dick Tracy. He looks like a cartoonish goon from fucking from a bad mafia movie.
He kind of looks like Drake May if he gave up.
Yeah.
You think that's what the Patriots are going for now?
Yeah.
It's just they want to go all in on Drake May to the point we're going to draft players that look like
Drake May.
I mean, why not? Shit.
Lean into it at this point.
Yeah.
And now the Browns are on the clock after that whirlwind trade from 2 to 5.
So where do you think they go from there?
What if they wanted Shador all along and they were like, we can move back and get him
and save a couple dollars because you're not picking him at 2, you're picking him at 5?
That's actually not bad. That's actually not a bad idea.
I mean, like I said, they're picking 3 times in the top 36. They have 2 picks at the top of the second round tomorrow night, which are essentially first-round picks that just didn't get a chance to be there. There can only be 32. I mean, offensive tackle, obviously, they need some help there. Quarterback, who knows? I don't see them going wide receiver. I know that's an area of need for them as well. But, I mean, Ashton Genty's still sitting here. I think he's probably the best available at this point. Maybe they do something stupid.
Well, I mean, you could say stupid, but they
Jackson Dart coming in here at 5.
They do need running back help. They're going to need a replacement for Nick Chubb.
Running backs are back, baby.
I mean, maybe go defense. Same situation. They're in the AFC North.
Make running backs great again.
Maybe go Jalen Walker shout here.
That'd be a little high in number 5. Do you think?
I mean, I think he's ranked.
Know what to believe anymore by draft day, because we were talking. This is why we did our preview show 2 weeks ago, and we thought we had a handle on it. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing like Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, who's somebody that we liked, but now they're talking about him as like a top 7 pick.
Right.
Today. So, like, how do we know what's real and what's not?
You don't. You don't. Because who knows? Maybe they just shock everybody and they go with like Josh Simmons, the tackle out of Ohio State. You just never know with these drafts. I mean, remember last year when the Falcons took Michael Penix Jr.? Everyone didn't know what the hell was going on.
We
didn't know.
We had the full house there.
I mean, the pick's in, so I guess we're gonna find out.
Yes, no full house tonight because we got a lot of sickness around the
around these parts.
Around these parts, yeah. I haven't even been feeling great, but I think it's allergies. But I also don't think I had allergies back when I was a kid. I didn't have seasonal allergies. Now I do have seasonal allergies. Makes me more and more want what Luis was so dreamily telling us about San Diego. I want to go out there. I'll trade allergies for earthquakes. Little earthquake.
Right. Hey, why do you think I moved down here to Hampton Roads area, man? Now I don't have to worry about allergies unless I go into like the civilization part. But by the ocean, there's no allergies by the ocean.
Civilization's overrated. Let's see if we can check out our intrepid reporter Raymond Dubrell's video from Tennessee and just see how great of 323 quality this video is.
Oh, Juju loaded up.
Never mind. It says it's invalid. So we'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
But Ray has reported that people are not too happy in Tennessee about the Cam Ward pick.
See, I'm wondering what Hughes was hearing there in Nashville and who they all wanted.
They don't know. They probably thought they were getting Arch Manning this year.
Quinn Ewers.
So with the number 5 overall pick in the draft, the Cleveland Browns, they are going defense. They are taking Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan.
Okay.
White boy?
All right.
Yeah. A white D-line.
He's a whitey.
I didn't see a dad with them, so maybe there's some daddy issues there.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I like it. I mean, I know they needed defensive tackle is an area of need, but this is another 3-year starter there in the Big Ten in Michigan. I think he had like 45 plus total tackles, 3 or 4 sacks last year. So they're definitely getting a guy in the trenches, especially when you have to face, Lamar Jackson twice a year.
You all think that this was the smarter move for them as opposed to taking Abdul Carter at number 2 to put a little opposite of Myles Garrett, who they actually know is going to be there now?
I'm just wondering if Myles Garrett has the mentor mentality there. You know, like is he the kind of guy that you want to mentor a younger edge rusher, or would you rather have somebody playing next to him and with his hand in the ground? Because what was that deal that he just signed? How many years was it? 2, 3?
I thought it was 3. Definitely seemed like it was more than 2.
That's what Google's for, right?
Paid.
So they traded down. They got a big white boy.
4 years. Yeah, they don't need him. They can get. Yeah, they got a biggin. So now it's just like, okay, now looking ahead. Now they're going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders from here on out. I mean, coming up next, you got the Raiders, who I know they could use a quarterback, but with Ashton Jeanty sitting here on the board, I think it's fairly obvious that they'll go with Ashton. Maybe they go with Will Johnson, the cornerback out of Michigan. Maybe had 2 Michigan boys going back to back. But after that, you got the Jets. Hey, maybe the Jets. I know you guys just got Justin Fields, but maybe you go after Shedeur Sanders and really hype up that locker room.
Maybe they didn't expect Shedeur to make it down to them, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, like he's not."
Wait a minute,
Aaron Rodgers, crazy. So we can go this route,
right? Why not? And but after that, I mean, you have the Saints at 9. They could use a quarterback, but I think all the grumblings out of that camp is that they're more into Jackson Dart than the Shedeur. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Jackson Dart go at 9. And then from there, you got the Bears, who don't need anybody. Niners don't need anyone. The Cowboys don't need anybody. I mean, he'll go on a little bit of a drop. I mean, and that's where you see number 21. And can someone remind me what was Deion Sanders' number while he was playing?
Wow, what a theory. What a conspiracy.
21, right?
21.
So yeah, he gets the Deion Sanders number pick there with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is the most ideal spot, I believe, for. It's got to be the Steelers. I'm hoping it's the Steelers. Raiders are coming up now, and this is a pick that we've been watching for a little while. Scott, are the Raiders for real?
Never.
Okay. So Ashton Jeanty is somebody that we have been mocking for a while to go to the Raiders. Is this still looking like the ideal play? I think media-wise, everybody, ESPN, whatever, they've all been wanting to push either Ashton Jeanty to the Raiders or Shedeur to the Raiders, especially since Daddy played. But ideally, what do you think the Raiders? What would you want to see the Raiders do, Luis, and then Scott, before we get the pick?
I would like the Raiders to continue the process and move back to Oakland. I think that's the only thing left for them to do. They've been in LA, they've been in Vegas. Now they need to go back to Oakland. They need to just, the people demand the Oakland Raiders to return.
Let's see if Goodell has announced a new city here with the 6th overall pick. The Las Vegas Raiders are not taking a new city, but they are taking Ashton Jeanty, the running back out of Boise State.
Listen, you got Pete Carroll. We know how Pete Carroll loves his running backs. You got the Marshawn Lynch's of the world. He's probably a very similar skill set. So I feel like he's going to use Ashton Jeanty the same way he used Marshawn in Seattle, and especially in the AFC West. And those teams, you need to have some stability in the backfield.
I mean, he's a beast.
Oh, he's going to look scary in all black.
The boogeyman. He's literally.
Ooh. Oh, no.
He's literally Michael Myers and how he stands straight up in his stance. It's like, you don't ever see that with a running back.
Mm-mm.
Impossible to take down. Has no quit in him. Yeah, he's going to be fire.
He's got the tux, though. He's got the tux, though. I respect that.
I like a good tux.
Classy.
So, Zeus sent this into the chat. Shout out Zahir Ali. Also, he sent in the list of the walkout songs. All the players are having walkout songs that are in attendance.
Ooh.
they're having some different walkout songs. So, what would be you guys' ideal walkout music for the draft?
For the draft, I don't know.
International Players Anthem by UGK.
That is actually belonging to Matthew Golden from Texas, wide receiver out of Texas. If I give you a player, do you think you can guess what their walkout song might be?
Absolutely. Well, I already saw the list, so I can't.
Well,
I
Luis,
would not be able to do that.
if I give you, let's say Travis Hunter, what artist do you think? I'll give you the artist.
A baby? I don't know.
No, Lil Wayne.
I was about to say Lil Wayne, but I felt it was too chalk.
Lil Wayne's on here a lot. If I give you Will Campbell, that offensive tackle who just went to the Patriots.
Morgan Wallen.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Oh,
right above it by Lil Wayne.
Oh, that's right. I should have the LSU, right? Yeah. Oh,
yep.
I should have known. My walkout music would be The Rockweiler by Method Man and Redman.
Ooh.
Got that build up.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Would you
time it?
Does it have to be different? Do you think the walkout music would have to be different for the draft versus, like, let's say it's your WWE entrance music?
My God, that's Scott's music.
Oh God!
It's the fucking Sanford.
He's here! He's here!
He's back!
I just run onto the stage with 2 neutral cans and I just smash them together like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Is that Barbie World playing?
Ooh, give me Hey Ya by Outkast.
Hey Ya by Outkast. That's a good
Barbie.
one. I've always thought about that if I was a UFC fighter. Like, I think like that's the most important part is your entrance music. That sets the tone for everything. I think my chalk pick would be Hail Mary by Tupac.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, shit, but you're copying Creed though, because
oh shit, I am copying Creed.
Because that's one of the hardest movie scenes in like the last 10 years when he walks out, that one steady shot of him walking out into the crowd playing Hail Mary. Oof.
All right. I change it then because I still need the bells. I'm gonna go Hell's Bells.
Hell's Bells. I mastered ChatGPT.
No, dude, there back in the day, man, when fucking Trevor Hoffman was closing games up for the Padres and he used to come out to Hell's Bells, that shit was fucking litty. Like
closer entrances are the best. Who was the dude who had Peppas? I think he was a Met. Was it a Mets closer who would come out to Peppas every?
Edwin Diaz, man. He did, yeah. He has the Narcos thing or whatever it is. The trumpet, yeah. They had him 2 years ago. They had him come out and do the trumpet intro live, and after that, our season went downhill.
The opposite of Grimace.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be the perfect time to rickroll everybody and just give me Never Gonna Give You Up while I'm walking out there and just rickroll everyone.
Ooh. Oh, I wanted to get dangerous. I was gonna say I would come out to the to our show's version of Party in the USA, but now that we're being noticed on some of these fucking streaming shit because people are listening to us, now they want to say, "Oh, you can't have the music in there. We're not pirate radio anymore, fuckers."
Yeah. Who's
Fuck
listening?
you.
Get out of here.
Do you know who we are?
You know. You know
who does not want to wear the ribbon?
Boo! I ask you. Boo!
Hey, really quick, the Jets. Apparently, the pick is in, and I know tight end is an area of need for you there in New York with the Jets, and you got a white guy right there in Tyler Warren,
okay,
who is like the top tight end in the draft. Are you going to go tight end, or are you still going to go after a tackle?
I mean, what is he? What is compared to what's his face from last year? Because that was the whole fucking thing, you know. How does he compare to what's his face?
Last year over 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns.
No, I mean, like, how does he compare? Like, I don't know if he's a top end, but the top tight end last year was the guy who went to the Raiders, right?
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, is he Brock Bowers light?
Yeah, I'd give him a comp with Brock Bowers.
If he's 80% of Brock Bowers, I'm for it. Fuck it.
I probably would give it to Tyler Warren, Virginia boy from Mechanicsville, right outside Richmond.
He was damn good for Penn State. I enjoyed watching Tyler Warren play. I know that all the reports are coming out because Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn's the coach now. He comes from the Dan Campbell tree. That they're looking for leadership. They're looking for somebody who can be a culture setter in the locker room for the team here. I personally, even though I picked Tyler Warren to go there, I see them still wanting to go O-line. They still need help on that O-line. And if you're going to, the way I see it, roll with Justin Fields until you can get your real guy. And maybe get lucky with Justin Fields. You at least have somebody mobile who could run around, escape, scramble, and while you build up the O-line. I think this is a very good, and I think you could see it with the Jets and the Bears, both of them coming out of the Lions school now. Yep. I see them both going some type of line here. I think the Jets are going to go O-line, and if I were them, I hope that they take Armand Membu, that dude that tackle out of Missouri. I really do think he's the second best O-lineman in this class. He's up there with Will Campbell. But I could see Kelvin Banks Jr. here. Goodell is on the board.
Let's see.
And with the 7th overall pick, Luis, your New York Jets are taking Armand Membu, tackle out of Missouri.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Look,
Scott, tell him what he's getting.
You're getting a 6'4", 330-pound beef of a man who ran a 4.940. He's a beast, and I am so excited for you. I mean, he seals the edge really well. He can stay connected with defensive lineman with engagement. Explosive blocker, just quick. He's a total package. I know it was kind of in between him and why am I drawing a blank right now? The tackle that was just drafted.
Yeah, Will Campbell.
Will Campbell. Yeah, they were kind of going back and forth on who's better than who. I would take Armand Membu over.
All right, and he ain't got no white girlfriend on the couch with him. I like that. So.
See, that's another one of those things that I enjoy watching is the background, because I remember Joe Alt when he got drafted and his girlfriend looks so confused like in the background last year.
Yeah.
There's always one every year.
Hey, a quick update. Since we talked about Kayvon Thibodeau, apparently Giants GM Joe Schoen has already said they're picking up his 5th-year option.
There you go.
Okay. All
Look,
right.
if you're just to close it on when you asked about the Jets, what we're hoping for is Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. We're hoping that you get a first round pedigree player, but that's past their first contract. That's got to prove it. Like Baker, like Sam, and they come in and they surprise. They've been in the league for a couple of years. I mean. Justin was one of the best fantasy quarterbacks. He had the Steelers winning. Some are saying, a lot of people are saying they should have stuck with Justin Fields instead of going with Mr. Ciara, but they didn't. They went to Russell, and who knows what the Steelers season is if they stick with Justin the entire year. So I'm all for strengthening the line. More big boys in the middle. I mean, we're not going to outthrow the Bills with Justin Fields. We're not, the Patriots are a slow build. The Dolphins are a fucking joke. So I'm not really ever worried about the Dolphins. But I like the pick, man. I mean, it's like, look, they're showing the fucking highlights of all the times we've been fucking burning the draft, so I'm happy. You're slowly getting now. Don't trade Breece Hall, because that's the shit that I was hearing about this week, that they're thinking about trading. That if they were thinking about drafting Genty and fucking trading Breece Hall, which would be like, what the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm with it. I'm with it.
How do we feel about any potential draft or any potential trades during this draft. The only ones that I can think of as a potential, and I say that as I can think of because there have been some that surprised me. The A.J. Brown trade from Tennessee to Philly a few years back, that one genuinely surprised me. And it worked out so fucking well. I hated it for them. But we've been hearing about Kirk Cousins. That's still one that, may need to move out of Atlanta, but he's kind of controlling his fate a little bit there in a weird way. Derek Carr is also an interesting one coming up with the Saints. Saints are a pick away. Carolina Panthers, they're on the clock. Their pick is actually in. Saints are coming up at 9 and have a lot of quarterback concerns because we heard about an injury that could potentially derail Derek Carr's entire season. And then we're hearing from other people saying that he's not really hurt. He just wants out. And he had a very, very quiet trade request about a month or two ago. So maybe Derek Carr is a trade option during this draft. But is there any player that you think we could possibly see a move for here, Scott?
I'd be very interested to see if the Steelers move George Pickens. I mean, they're picking at 21. Let's just say they draft Shador at 21. And then who's a team 2 picks later that could really use a wide receiver? The Green Bay Packers. Maybe they trade George Pickens to Green Bay. They try to package it up to get that first round pick, and they just pick back to back, and they go after one of these younger wide receivers to get them in the building. I'm interested to see if they actually do move on from George Pickens.
That was a random one. Does it really surprise you all though? Because with the Steelers' history of receivers, and especially the diva mentality that we've seen from so many, Antonio Brown being the famous one, but we also had some weird shit with Juju Smith-Schuster at the end there. There's always just some dramatic receivers for them. And as soon as the Steelers traded for DK Metcalf, I think most people assumed, oh yeah, this is probably going to be problematic with George Pickens.
Right.
Luis, do you think George Pickens is a receiver that's worth the trouble? Or is this is he more towards the Antonio Brown level or more towards that Juju Smith-Schuster level?
He's definitely heading towards Antonio Brown territory with some of his antics and shit, which is not to say that it's not a dog that you don't want on your team. So it's one of those things where, you love him if he plays from far away, but I'm sure that if you're a fan of the team, you're like, fuck, no, let's keep him. I just don't understand why these teams always make these lateral moves. They'll trade away, like the Jets, they had that D lineman that the Eagles signed. And then they go out and they're like, oh, we'll get Hassan Reddick. I'm like, why didn't you just pay the guy that you developed in-house instead of letting him sign elsewhere and then replacing it? I always find it weird when teams do that. It's like, all right, we traded for Debo. Now we're going to get rid of our internal wide receiver. It's like, well, then fuck. Why not just have 2 wide receivers? What is the fucking point of doing that? So teams are sometimes stupid.
Sometimes.
That's a good point. Good point to close out on. Hey, we have a new pick. The Carolina Panthers at number 8 with the 8th overall pick in this draft. The Panthers are taking Tetaroa McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. So first wide receivers off the board here, Scott. We had him projected to the Saints at number 9. We've also talked that we don't think that he's necessarily the best receiver in this class. We were both very high on Matthew Golden out of Texas, and there's a little bit of somewhat skill concern with Tet here. What do you like? What do you like about this for Carolina? What don't you like?
Yeah, I mean, 6'5", so he's a big target. This team needs a wide receiver, a true number 1. I mean, I know they have Xavier Legette there, but who knows what his role is going to be. But I mean, you can't pass up a wide receiver of his frame who can just throw fade in the end zone, in the red zone target. Like, he's a big red zone target, he'll be fine. As far as production goes that he had the last 2 years, I mean, 2 years ago was 1,400 receiving yards. This year was 1,300 receiving yards. He's 8 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns. So you're going to get a really great guy. My concern is work ethic in the behind the scenes, because he's already come out saying, I mean, it didn't come through it in the most legal of ways because he was recorded without him knowing, that he doesn't really watch film on his own. He only does it when he has to do it with the team. So I'm hoping that they can kind of work into that mentality to improve.
Listen, anytime you can get what's been described as a less athletic Drake London, you got to do it.
I mean, they are like the lesser Falcons. The Panthers.
Whoa, the Saints are already. Can I really quick just commend these teams for getting these picks in so fast?
Oh, this is beautiful. We really might. I think we will get our 15 picks. I think we will get picks 1 through 15 and be able to cut it early. Head to bed. Put the kids to bed.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm going to stream at 8, so let's do it.
Hey, there you go. So I'm not crazy about him. Hopefully he winds up a little better than the Drake London types. But, if you're Carolina, this is kind of something that you have to do, right? Who's your number one receiver going into this draft? Xavier Legette, who was the rookie last year. He's all right, but that's really a lot of other teams. Number two at best, probably a number 3, and then Adam Thielen, who got hot again at the end of the year, and this is probably going to be his last season. So, yeah, taking a swing on McMillan here. I would have maybe liked Tyler Warren for them.
Ooh,
as another,
that's a shout.
Any type of better weapon for Bryce Young, but now at this point, I think Tyler Warren is going to go somewhere in the next 2 picks here, between the Saints at 9 and the Bears at 10.
Really?
I do, yeah. Even though the Bears have Cole Kmet, I could see them, looking for any additional weaponized help they can get for Caleb Williams. They already got plenty with Rome Odunze and DJ Moore at wide receiver. Cole Kmet, why not have a dual threat for tight end, between the two of them? And then with the Saints, to be completely honest, I don't know what Mickey Loomis and the New Orleans Saints are doing. I think that they should be, grabbing some O-line help or some D-line help, taking best player available, doing whatever the hell they can to try and build this team for the future. But I still think that they could win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, God.
I mean, everything I've seen today was that Dart wasn't getting past the 9th pick, so.
Ooh, that's a big one, too. So, okay, we're here with the Saints. It's as they're saying on ESPN, the longest active drought since drafting a first-round quarterback. The Saints took Archie Manning in 1971. That is the last first-round quarterback.
Yeah, they might. What if they suck for Arch to make it full circle, man?
Throw it back for Arch. They're all standing up there. What do we think is going to happen here, guys?
Jackson Dart.
You got Jackson Dart. I think Luis has Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart, or like Shamar Stewart, the edge rusher from Texas A&M.
Damn. I want to believe in them that they go smart and take like Jalen Walker.
Dude, there's a guy called Jihad Campbell. You got to go with that guy.
Man, he's going to Washington. I already mocked him to go to Washington.
Please, dear God, I hope he does. The New Orleans Saints pick.
Jihad squad.
And with the 9th overall pick in the draft, are they going to go dramatic? No, they're taking Kelvin Banks Jr., the offensive out of Texas. So maybe they are playing for the future a little bit. They just lost their
Archie next year. They're like,
Let Spencer Rattler rattle those chains. They just lost their franchise right tackle at Ryan Ramczyk. He retired early at age 30 due to some health and injury concerns. So they are definitely needing the offensive line help here. Kelvin Banks Jr. is somebody we talked about on the show, Scott. I'm not as high on him as I think you are or other people are. I like him more as I could see him flexing to guard. instead of, being relied, I wouldn't rely on him in the pros as a left tackle. I think it's going to be sloppy, a little raw at the start. But, he can play a little bit all over. How do you feel about this for the Saints?
Yeah, I would more or less move him to guard. I mean, he has a really great first step. He's quick, he's patient, but he tends to lean more on his opponents, especially when he hitting during the running game. So the balance issues are there, and you don't want your left tackle or any of your tackles to have balance issues, right? So at that point, just have him be a pulling guard. Keep him inside, and you're good to go.
Shout out to Ari Mirov at My Sports Update on Twitter, who, we're still referring it to as Twitter. And especially fuck Elon, because we usually go live on Twitter, and it's never been a problem. Never been a problem in years past. Even when the show, I didn't do the verification thing, and I got rid of the blue check mark because I didn't want to pay that asshole at whatsoever. And now you can't go live on there unless you have the check mark. You have to pay for the premium.
No thanks.
Some bullshit. So
Pass.
Fuck them. But shout out Ari Mirov, because we already have the Bears pick and we can keep moving as we're going. So, the 10th pick is down, and with the 10th overall pick, the Chicago Bears, little surprise here, they are taking a tight end, Scott. They are taking Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan.
What?
Bear down, baby.
What the? Oh, okay. No, they took Harbaugh's boy. I had Colston Loveland go in the first round, but drop into the Chargers.
Yeah. So we have the Tyler Warren drop. Now that another tight end is going ahead of him. Or maybe, this is just some conspiracy.
Trade up, Jets.
Apparently the schedule release is starting right now too. But Scott, you're really high on Colston Loveland. Should he go ahead of Tyler Warren in this?
It kind of goes in that same situation with Will Campbell and Armemba that we had about in the tackle. Like, these two are interchangeable, 1A, 1B. It kind of depends on who you feel is going to fit your scheme a little bit more. I do give the slight edge to Colston, though. He's really great at finding soft spots in the zone coverage. Damn near golden hands. I think he only had like a 2% drop rate last year. He can get up the field quick as soon as he catches the ball. But I want him to put on a little bit more meat to the bones. 6'6", 240. He's going to have to be blocking as well, not just chip blocks, but he's going to have to sit there and really make sure Caleb Williams stays clean. So I think he just needs to improve his passing protection, then he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, commending to Ben Johnson, new head coach there, who I guess Loveland was his guy, stuck to it. That was his tight end one. They needed it. They wanted to get some help in there for Caleb Williams. So, this will be his Sam Laporta, I guess, in Chicago. Luis, what do you think about Ben Johnson? Because I'm of this feeling, and I think Scott has been too, a little fearful, a little Josh McDaniels to him. A little overrated coordinator to coach regime. Like this. Like, when does anything work out for Chicago?
I mean, Ditka, I think
that's Ditka.
Listen, I mean, here's the thing, right? You made your career with the Detroit fucking Lions, and this kind of feels like when Rex Ryan left the Jets and immediately went to coach the Buffalo Bills. And I was like, if you're willing to go coach the Bucking Bills after you coach the Jets, what the fuck kind of loyalty do you have? That's why he didn't get the fucking job again, because he went to coach fucking Buffalo. So for me, it says a little bit about the character if you're leaving to go coach in division. That would scare me as a Bears fan, that he was a Detroit guy. Now he's like, oh yeah, but I'll go play the guy we play twice a year. Like, You know what I mean? Like I kind of think that's the biggest red flag for me. If it's a decision made by Chicago, Cleveland, Miami, it's probably the wrong one.
I would like to agree with that, but I love Dan Quinn now. I'm all aboard the Dan Quinn train in Washington, and we got him from Dallas, in the division. So, fuck Dallas.
So the Cowboys made the wrong choice in that one and letting him go.
That's the way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. One of the two teams is making a shitty decision.
Somebody's making a bad choice, and we'll find out at a later date.
Aaron Glenn, he doesn't go fucking coach the fucking Bears. He comes back home to the Jets.
Right. That's his guy. Ben Johnson has no home. This is one of those guys that goes around.
Poor Ben.
What was the guy in Jacksonville that was the fucking Tampa Bay coordinator, and his whole shit that everybody's just been like he's a scumbag. He keeps
Oh, Liam Cohen? Yeah, because he keeps jumping back and forth. Like he goes to college and then he gets like the Rams job and then he jumps over to Tampa Bay and then he completely turns his phone off and goes to Jacksonville at the last minute to go sign the deal over there.
Well, not to mention his deals in college. Like you brought up the deal with Kentucky, wasn't it? It was the
Kentucky, I think it was like with Boston, not Boston College. I think it was Boston University or something like that.
But like Kentucky, he left them twice. And when he came back the second time, they made him sign a deal saying like, "Hey, you're going to be here for like a mandatory like 2 years." He's like, "Okay," and then boom,
bye.
Offered me a deal. It's not a college deal, so I'll see you
later.
So I've already predicted he's going to do decently with Jacksonville. He's going to get them, upright after like 2 years, maybe 3 years. They're going to look really good, and he's going to get a really nice offer from like Florida.
Yep.
And he's going to go back to the college ranks.
Yep.
But I mean, who's not going to look good after their previous coach in fucking Jacksonville?
That's true.
Don't ask Dougie P.
Well, look, Dougie P got fired, and it didn't go well, but you could still say it was much better than the guy before.
Right.
It was a lot better than Urban Meyer. He wasn't out here kicking kickers.
Talk about picks.
What coach has like the biggest just slide into it? Fucking just like the easiest you can, as long as you don't take a shit in the middle of the field, you're good this year.
So are you talking about for this season
or just
recently?
Just recently.
Yeah. I mean, Dougie P after fucking Urban is good, but what was the other dude that got fired? Was it Jacksonville? Who else?
Ron Rivera seems to have that kind of swag, they just let him just do whatever he wants, and then when he left, he just went to college. Like, all right.
I think Aaron Glenn is going to have it pretty well. For what last season was in New York, you can't do. It can't get more dramatically bad than that.
You'd think.
Sell the team, Woody Johnson. Sell the team.
Hey, first play of the year, Justin Fields tears his Achilles.
Well, he's got to run out with the American flag first.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
He tears it while he's running out there with the American flag. He doesn't even get a snap in. He immediately just tears it.
Dude,
who's the backup with the Jets?
Man, look at that house for Colston Loveland. That is a house you'd expect a Colston to live in.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God.
Oh, they took the tight end? Who took the tight end?
The Bears did.
Oh, the Bears?
Yeah, the Bears did. The Niners pick is in right now. And like I said, these picks are just flying in.
Oh, they are flying because I already have the Niners pick for you.
Oh, they are they gonna fucking take a quarterback?
Oh, just to escape the Purdy? Oh, they should take Shador.
Oh no. Polar opposites. Just complete polar opposites.
With the 11th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the San Francisco 49ers are taking Georgia edge rusher Michael Williams.
Oh, whoa. I thought they would have gone Jalen Walker, but okay.
So they paired somebody up with old Nick Bosa, the best player in the NFL right now. I'm telling you folks, I've heard it. He is the very best Nick Bosa. This Michael guy, I don't know. I don't know about him.
You know, Nick Bosa, he's one of the whites we like because he's big. He's a big white. He's a master race. That's what we want all the babies. The women got to have babies now. We're going to make them have babies, and we're going to use Nick Bosa sperm.
Trump, is that you? Where'd you come from? How'd you get in the stream? Who gave you the StreamYard link?
We're going to have Ivanka go in the back, give him a little tug, get that sperm.
That would be a big get for us if we really wanted to turn that way. You know, everybody, other, Barstool, they get John Gruden for their football analysis. Trump's a big football guy. What if we got him as our football analysis guy? Maybe he wants to talk.
Ooh, there we go.
Nobody would know. Nobody would know the difference.
Nobody would notice. We'll get you a blonde wig.
I thought they should have taken Dart, put a little pressure on Purdy, make him sign for less. Look, we got another quarterback.
Oh,
he's purdier than you.
Oh, you got the good joke in there. Michael Williams, Scott, tell us about him. Is this I wasn't expecting this as a fit for the 49ers, but I thought they would have maybe gone O-line here, but we're also seeing the O-lineman dip out of here. Amar Mimbu already gone. Kelvin Banks already gone. So was edge rusher just the very next spot for San Francisco?
Yeah, because the offensive tackles, if that's the route they would want to go, they would have to reach a little bit. That's why I had them kind of trading back. Had them trade back with like the Bengals and have the Bengals go at defense and do that. But I guess my crystal ball ran out of energy. But no, Michael Williams gives me big Trayvon Walker vibes. Another Georgia Bulldog, great size, really impressive speed. He legitimately is versatile at multiple positions on that defensive front. My biggest concern is his ability to win on one-on-one situations because he kind of struggled that in college level. So going against grown-ass men in the NFL, it should be interesting. So another one of those situations where get in the gym, get stronger, and the issues will kind of correct itself.
Look, Scott, you might not college, but you don't know pros. His game doesn't translate to the pros. I know big boy stuff, and you don't.
Let's see that's why, Daddy Trump, I revert to you for the NFL commentary. I can only tell you the college side.
You stick to your little college shame day. Very clever. We love the puns.
You stay on your little echo chambers on those college campuses.
Mr. President, what do you feel about Lee Corso retiring from game day?
Love the guy. I'm going to put him on my cabinet.
Do we have 3 Trumps that can all talk at the same time?
If you had a halfway decent Trump impression, Reid, can we talk about that?
Yeah,
I think mine is better than Scott's.
Let me see. Dueling Trumps.
Okay. What are we talking about, Scott? How are we talking about?
I lost it. I was trying to mentally try to prepare for a Trump voice, and I lost how I was doing it.
But you have to do the thing. You got to do the accordion. You got to go the thing.
So we're talking about Lee Corso, Scott. What was that fucking Notre Dame coach's name? I've already
Marcus Freeman.
No, Rudy. His name was Rudy.
Lou Holtz.
Oh, Lou Holtz. Just one of the very best. I've always said it. That Lou Holtz, one of the very best coaches in the game. Yeah, that's all I got on it.
No,
I lost my Trump so quick.
No, you're long. No, it's
well, this is why you're our Trump.
Look, you talk Lou Holtz, but really, the guy we gotta get is Rudy. Little guy, big heart. They put him in at the end, and he made the big play. He's gonna be my Secretary of Defense,
just like I did when I beat that bitch Hillary. I was a little engine that could.
You know what I told Hillary the week before the election? See you next Tuesday.
Hey, now Roger's coming out to
there
announce the pick.
There
he goes. Finally.
This is what we already know.
We already know this.
Folks.
The bootleg. You know what I love? I said about this the other day is and the sports guys, you guys are like this. But so I watch a lot of illegal streams. So I had a stream of the Mets game on, and because it's fucking West Coast sports fans, we get to fucking watch sports 3 hours earlier than you guys, which is so fucking underrated.
I'm jealous.
But so it's like 4:00, and I'm at the shop, and I'm like, oh, the Mets are playing. I put the game on, and then I got notifications from Mets stuff on Twitter on my phone. So I'm seeing the game. I walk by the game, and it's like 4-4 going into the ninth. I'm like, cool, but I'm doing other things, and then I got a notification that says Mets win 5-4 in the ninth. From like my Mets beat reporter. So I like run to my computer and I put it on, and the inning just started, right? And then I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get to watch this right now, like virtually live. And then Lindor hits a home run and he fucking wins the game. And I think I got just as excited about it as I would have, watching it live. But it's just another cool aspect of the future and living in it and fucking being a sports fan now, and it's so much easier than it used to be.
Oh, always. It's all, yeah. This is, as much as people can complain about, where we're going to go with the future of rights and, these TV deals and who's streaming what, like, look, just give me my sports, man. I'll find it. Mm-hmm. I can complain about it, but I'm going to find it.
I'll find it.
No, yeah.
I'll be there.
Nobody's boycotting the NFL. Nobody's doing that. I mean, and sometimes I have the two monitors, so I'll have a baseball game on, a basketball game, a football game, and it's just fucking. I love living in the future, man. What's the funniest thing the Cowboys could do right now?
Shedeur Sanders.
Jerry Jones shits his pants.
Jerry puts in for Johnny Manziel again.
Oh God. They put in for Cam Ward.
They trade the pick for some curtains for the stadium.
Oh God.
No, that would be too beneficial.
Oh, what would be funny?
Jerry
So wide receiver, running back.
Jerry Jones says the N-word.
He just writes it.
Oh God. It just says N-word.
Just some N-word.
Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State.
That's a Bill Belichick.
Really reach for a guard.
ESPN did put out the starting quarterbacks for the next, through pick 20 to see where Shedeur, could possibly land as he started to drop a little bit.
It's Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh, and
you have Dak is
Pittsburgh.
Dak for the Cowboys, Tua at 13, Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones for the Colts at 14.
They're not going to add more fuel to the fire. That's where Tyler Warren will go. He'll go at 14 to the Colts.
The Giants almost moved up to 2, man. The Giants could move back in too.
I think the Giants are a candidate for that, and I think Cleveland still could be a candidate for it.
They got the first pick of the second round.
Yeah, and they added picks from the Jacksonville trade.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting here. The Cowboys pick, though, is in here at number 12, and with the 12th overall pick, this is something I usually trust. Tyler Booker, guard out of Alabama.
Did you just say that as a joke?
I got it. Yes.
Scott Travis. Oh, what is down? Oh, this is a big man running fast.
Okay.
Oh shit. He's running. Velvet suit. Kind of like.
Is that velvet? Oh, he's a little light in loafers.
That boy did it.
He's moving. Oh, he almost crushed that lady.
He's light. He's nimble.
He didn't even take the hat. Oh, there's the hat. There we go. Put it on. Big boy. Is that a 70? What is that? What is that chain? How much money goes into these fits? I feel
a lot of times these guys rent those chains. They're not buying them, they're renting them, which
it's
is
like the Oscars, they're getting it,
But that's a personalized Zook, whatever the fuck chain. Is that his nickname? That's like when old boy had the big ticket.
Right. Or whoever made that chain is getting free publicity and advertising because a lot of these guys look into seeing who made the chain. So maybe whoever made it said, I'll cut you a deal if you wear it.
So okay, Cowboys made their pick. It was thankfully not Shedeur Sanders. We have a Cowboys fan as part of the network with Angela Panegua. Watching and wanting to know anything about these people. I usually trust Jerry with the draft, at least in the first round, especially if they're going O lineman, because I liked the old boy that they got last year. But Tyler Booker is somebody that we liked, but I'm not sure if we liked him all the way at 12 or somewhere in the top 15. I think it's a little bit of a reach. What is Dallas getting with him here, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting clearly the top guard in the draft. So is it a little bit of reach? Yeah, but it's an area of need. So it's not like you're making an unnecessary reach. They could have gone Matthew Golden, the wide receiver out of Texas. They could have gone after one of the edge rushers, but at least you're getting, the top dog in the class. The only area that he kind of really struggles with is when he's going up against, quicker interior rushers. But I mean, explosive run blocker. He is a captain, a leader on that offensive line there in Alabama. So I'm good with that. That's another one of those players that you're going to see have that star on his helmet for many, many years.
And they just lost Zach Martin, a future Hall of Fame guard for them. So it's a good replacement here. Of the prospects that are left, do you think this is the best pick possible for them?
For them, yeah. Like I said, I mean, they could have gone a couple different ways. It could have gone edge with like Mike Green, or maybe they went cornerback with Jade Barron or Will Johnson. But yeah, I feel like this is probably the best thing they could have done. And they were probably trying to shop around too to try to trade back, because you obviously could have gotten him later on in the first, but they probably just didn't get a deal they liked, and they said, "Fuck it, we'll just take him now."
Yeah,
hey, they get the fifth. They get the fifth year option on him. So
I had him at 18 on my big board here.
Yeah, it's not a huge reach. It's a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, I think I had him at 18, like around like the Seahawks Bengals pick.
So some of the other big names that we have been, hyping up, especially during our preview and from our top 35 here, they're still available. Jalen Walker, the edge out of Georgia, still available. Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State, still available. Shamar Stewart, edge out of Texas A&M. Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon. Mike Green, Jay Sissons dude, the edge from Marshall. Jahad Campbell, linebacker from Bama. Matthew Golden, wide receiver out of Texas, and then Malachi Starks and Nick Emenwari. They're both safeties from Georgia and South Carolina. Miami Dolphins are on the board right now. Their pick is in at number 13. Scott, do we think that a safety could be what we see here in Miami, or some form of defensive back, especially with all the latest drama that they're looking to trade Jalen Ramsey in Miami?
Yeah, you're going to see Nick Emenwari or Malachi Starks come off the board here. I've always had it with Malachi Starks, but I know Nick Emenwari has been climbing up a lot of people's boards lately. But if history has taught us anything, and you want, a really good defensive player, take a Georgia Bulldog defensive player and just go with it. It's work for the Eagles.
So it's the Cowboys, according to Ari Mirov. The Cowboys' offensive line now features Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Guyton, all first-round picks, all named Tyler. So I guess we know what to look for now,
right?
Going forward at the draft. So we got.
What is my Uber Eats driver doing? What the fuck is he doing?
What did you order?
Drop the food. Chinese food.
Oh, what did you get? General Tso's?
Yeah, I'm white.
Well, I'm half white. Now, like
General Tso's, white rice, Sprite, and some dumplings. For this little dumpling.
That is quite an order.
Oh, I forgot to completely tell you story time that I teased you with earlier. So we have story time because we don't want to talk about the Cowboys at all.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. So I'm 34 going on 35. I have never experienced this situation in my life until today. So I get home really quick. My buddy said, my class starts at 4:30. I got home at like 3. My buddy said he wanted to go grab a drink really quick. I said, you got me for an hour, but I have to be back home at least by 4:15. He said, okay, not a problem. So I left the house, locked the door, left, met him. He picked me up. We just drove down there. He came, and then he dropped me back off. Walk up the stairs, go to open the door. Oh, my door's locked. Where's my key? Not in my pocket. It was in the kitchen. So I walk over. I'm like, oh, it's only 4:15. The leasing office is still open. They're open until 5. So I walk over to the leasing office. They closed early. So I'm like, fuck, now what do I do? So, of course, I live on the second floor. Reid's seen it. Live on the second floor. And I was like, I could probably climb up the deck and get up there because I'm pretty sure the slider door, I didn't lock that. So I walk back there. I kind of assess the situation a little bit. And I find out that I'm like just a few inches short. Story of my life. Few inches short of being able to climb up the deck. So I was like, fuck, I guess I'll have to call the emergency hotline. And now I'm going to have to pay $50 for a locksmith to come out here to unlock the door for me. So I call them, get that all situated, Meanwhile, I'm texting them back at the bar, letting them know what's going on. And as soon as I get off the phone, they text me, cavalry's on the way. And I'm like, what do you mean? And next thing I know, here they are. They took the ladder from the bar and brought it to my house so I could climb up the ladder and get onto the deck and go through the back door. And then as I'm looking at them from the window, they're just waving, and you see the ladder just hanging out the car, and they're driving back to go drop back off again.
That is a community.
That's my story.
That is a wonderful community effort. Oh my goodness. Gotta love having that bar.
Listen, we want better stories than that. We need more excitement.
As he runs to the Uber.
We gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta stick what you know, college boys and college girls. Just take it easy on the story time.
Scott on college girls. That's a new spinoff show. As he's muted, it's probably a good thing.
I say it's like Flavor of Love.
Oh my God, I would love to have you on a dating reality show.
Awkward. Women scare me. You know how awkward that would be?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi, my name's Scott.
But
you like kids?
Just it needs to be like a BET reality dating show.
It's just nothing but black women and me.
It's all Real Housewives contenders.
It's just black women and Puerto Ricans. That's it. And then you get me. And of course, they're getting all catty, and they're like getting in fights like Bad Girls Club with Scott. And like I'm just sitting there like on the side. They're all just like fighting and arguing and shit.
It's between that or Love on the Spectrum. We're gonna get you on one of these shows.
Hey.
That'd be a fun show.
Hey, man.
Hey, we're getting to I was gonna say we're getting to the Dolphins pick. The Dolphins pick is already done. And nothing too exciting here. I thought they were going to go with a defensive back. I think that was the popular projection, but they are taking defensive tackle Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. So how do you like him, Scott?
That's kind of a strange pick. I mean, you had a guy who, Pro Bowl potential for sure. High motor, occupies two blockers essentially at all times. But he kind of plays a little high. And by that, he likes to stand. Oh, look at this view that we're getting right now. Hey, buddy. Luis was reaching down and his face was like right in the camera. He lacks a little bit of quick, lateral movement. So hopefully he can improve that. But, you got to love having a guy on the defensive front who's going to take up two blockers at all times. 6'4", 330. Just a beefcake.
Meanwhile, the Colts are on the board, and their pick almost immediately in at number 14 because who was somebody that was projected to the Colts and projected to be like their dream player? Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State, right? Nobody was expecting him really to drop to the Colts. Maybe a Colts trade up. There was a lot of those in the mocks. But now he's here right at 14. So do their dreams come true? With the 14th overall pick,
no-brainer.
2025 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts get their dream. Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. How good of a fit is this going to be? Is this going to be something very beneficial for Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones?
Hey, you can't ask for a better security blanket, especially for struggling quarterbacks. You have a tight end that's capable of, sideline to sideline, 100% effort at all times. And, there was another great number 44 tight end that used to play for the Colts a long time ago in Dallas Clark. So I still hope for Anthony Richardson's demise, but for Tyler Warren, I like the spot.
Luis, how do you feel about the Colts? Do you feel any as bad as for them as I do when it comes to how that franchise has gone downhill since Andrew Luck abruptly retired during the preseason some years ago?
I don't feel bad for any franchise that's had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck as number one picks. Fuck them and everything they stand for, including the pills they took on the way there.
Hell yeah.
Well, that answers that.
I love it. I love it.
Except Marvin Harrison, who is an incredible human being, and I would never say a bad word about that man.
No, just like we love Shohei Ohtani, and Shohei Ohtani has done nothing wrong. I just want to reiterate that from the start of the show. Once again, he didn't do it. That was his guy.
Right.
Marvin Harrison,
his problem.
Marvin Harrison and his son. We'll just throw his son in there too. Like we have
the whole Harrison family is good with me.
Hall of Famers in genuine delight, and we would never say a bad word about Marvin Harrison Sr.
Now Atlanta has the chance to do the funniest goddamn thing ever right here.
Quarterback.
Michael Penix.
Jackson Dart.
That would be the funniest fucking thing of all time.
Shedeur Sanders.
This is a perfect pick to end on, right? This is number 15. We said we were going to go 1 through 15. Yep. And Atlanta was the pick last year that completely shut us down. Just complete wild card. Same GM. Everybody's still there. Let's see what happens with Atlanta here. Luis, what do you think Atlanta should do to somewhat field a competitive team? And Scott, same question for you. What should they do and what will they do? And what could they do?
I think they just keep building the defense, really. I mean, that would be my deal. Just best available defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, they have very few picks this year. They have first round, second round, and they don't pick again until the fourth, and they don't pick again until the seventh. So you have very limited draft capital. You have a atrocious defense. Just spend all of it on defense.
Look at all these Commanders fans celebrating for Tyler Warren.
I'm going to go Will Johnson, cornerback.
Ooh.
I'm going to shout out one of the dads from the daycare, huge Atlanta fan from the ATL.
Rise up.
He really wanted Jalen Walker. I heard that. Rise up, baby. He really wanted Jalen Walker out of Georgia.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a perfect spot for him to take him. Don't overthink this if you're the Falcons.
No. And that's who I had. That's who I had in my one of my latest mock drafts was Jalen Walker.
I mean, we're not going to stick around and watch and see where Shedeur goes. We're not going to see the Jackson Dart. I mean, I'm just messing with you. I thought we'd get another quarterback at least.
I thought there would be. I thought somebody would have gone by this point, but
maybe it's true, man. Maybe it's like people were like bluffing, but at the end of the day, if they didn't think it was a strong quarterback class, then
we got the text from Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart asking us to go off the air so that big news can happen after that we're off. That's as our tradition with this
reverse jinx.
Yes, we have.
Dang it! Sorry, Shedeur.
We can go at least till the end of this Knicks Pistons game because as is tradition with this NFL draft coverage, the NBA playoffs are happening at the same time, and just like last year, the Knicks are playing right during the draft. So how are you feeling, Luis, now that the series has been tied up? And at the point that we're in, what is it? It's 108 to 101 with 3 minutes left for the Knicks.
Yeah, I may or may not be looking for an illegal NBA stream at the time.
No, you never.
Look, I think, like I said before when we talked last week, I still think that they are built for the playoffs. They are used to playing shitloads of minutes. They're going to be the strongest team defensively. They're going to be the most united. The Pistons are young, and they got a couple of veterans on there. I just saw, that they're going to throw it up. But I still think it'll be a long, grueling series that we're built for. And, against and then we can still match up against Cleveland or Boston pretty good. So we'll see.
I'm very curious. Who else did we have? Did we have anybody else? Has anybody else played today? Cavs are taking down the Heat. That's not going to be an issue. We knew the Celtics would take out Orlando. As much as I do like Orlando,
I had somebody that was a fan. I had somebody that I tattooed yesterday that was a fan of basketball in general. She was a big basketball fan, and I asked her. Because we were talking about who would get where Cooper Flag would go, and I said, let's say that the Spurs get Cooper Flag, right, and then they have Cooper, Fox, Wemby, and somehow Caitlin Clark was playing 22 minutes a night for them. how many points would she average? And she thought about it for a while, and she's like, yeah, but they're all very ball dominant right there. She's like, she would get 5 points a game. And I was like, all right. And I was like, all right, best case scenario, Caitlin Clark plays 22 minutes a night in the NBA. How many on the perfect team for her? What's she scoring? And she was like 15 points, 6 assists. And I was like, all right. So I pose the same question to you guys.
I see when you were talking about it, that's where my number went. Like perfect, absolute perfect situation would be like that 12 to 15 range. But I think I'd pump up I think I'd give her a double average. I think she'd have at least 10 assists because she's getting that ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
she'd be that facilitator.
And yeah.
Why is he standing up?
I see him standing up.
Why is he standing up? Ain't no way.
Up.
Ain't no way.
Look, the Falcons are milking this. The pick is in now with 29 seconds left on the clock.
Who got up? I'm sorry.
Shedeur Sanders.
Oh,
standing up, and wherever he is, I think he's somewhere in Texas, but it looks like he's in a booth somewhere.
If they draft Shedeur here, do you understand how many Sanders jerseys are going to fucking sell in fucking Atlanta?
Dude, that would be a boss move, though.
Oh my god! But what do you do with Michael Penix? You just keep him?
Keep the same shit. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Why not?
Money isn't real. Like Kirk Cousins, 80 million. Fucking oh no, actually we like this guy better. You know what? We actually like this guy better, and he's got the Atlanta connection. We can sell more jerseys. Fuck it. Let's do it.
That would automatically make Kirk Cousins the best third string quarterback in the league, right?
Oh god.
In league history, yeah.
I mean, you trade Penix and you fucking go.
I mean, you might as well just draft till you get it right, right?
You're bound. Law of averages. You're bound to find one at some point.
Keep hitting that reset button until they fucking get it. You know.
Oh my god!
It would be incredible if this happens. What a way to go out!
I was going to say, at least you're going out.
Like, hey, how do you feel about playing tight end?
Oh my god!
Kirk Cousins at kicker. The Kirk.
Oh, but that's like the old. That's the old trick on Madden, right? Where when you want to trade for somebody, that's how I had to do. That's what I had to do to get Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. I had to like go change his position to kicker. And then when I offered them like an 8th round pick, they're like, yeah, 8th round pick for a kicker? Sure.
And then you just go back into the edit player settings as soon as you get them.
Play him. It goes back to QB.
That's like sometimes I would go in there if I didn't feel like doing the whole like contract signings and stuff. I would just go in there and click on the their contract and just drop down what year they're in to like year 1 of their 7-year deal.
Nice.
They did announce Madden 26 and EA or the college football both coming out like July and early August.
Who's this going to be?
NCAA?
Yeah, NCAA. Yeah. And a lot more like carryover. So with the 15th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, one of our last for coverage.
Okay.
Thank God the Falcons did not go too dramatic here. Run! Oh! They are taking edge rusher Jalen Walker out of where?
Georgia.
Yes, he stays in the state of Georgia. Jalen Walker, they didn't go dramatic. Shedeur Sanders will continue to go a couple more picks. We'll see where he lands here. But Jalen Walker, a pass rusher that we have really, really liked and really been high on, Scott. What is this going to do for the Falcons?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting somebody who can, truly play either linebacker or edge. I have him more of a linebacker than an edge just based off of his size. He's only 6'1", so he's going to struggle a little bit with the larger NFL offensive tackles, especially as a rusher. But he does get through blocks really well. He has plenty of power. He has some pass rusher moves in his arsenal. But I'm concerned with his average, pass coverage ability. But if you're putting him in there in an NFL defensive package, it could make up for his shortcomings there.
All right.
He doesn't have to move very far.
No, that's the beautiful thing. Same stadium. Okay. Well, God bless.
Wow.
They made it through without making a stupid thing. Damn, Arthur Blank is old.
Right.
Saw him creep up in the war room to grab that phone and talk to Jalen Walker. Damn.
So looking at ahead, do you either one of you guys think a quarterback's going to come off the board for the rest of the round? I mean, coming up, you got Cardinals, no. Bengals, no. Seahawks,
Seahawks are the first one that
maybe
I start to look at as like a maybe.
Yeah, Bucks, no. Broncos, no. Steelers, maybe. Chargers, no. Packers, no. Vikings,
No.
Houston, LA.
LA is potential.
That'd be a sneaky one. Lions, have him sit behind Jared Goff for a little bit. Draft Jackson Dart to the Lions, have him sit for a couple years.
I think it's more likely probably like a trade in back of the first round,
right?
Like just to get just especially maybe Cleveland, I mean, Cleveland does have the extra picks.
You think Howie's on the phone with Cleveland right now saying, hey, I'll let you get to 32nd pick. Shador's still sitting here. But I want to have the 2 picks in the second.
There you go.
I think that it's going to be. I think that trade with Jacksonville earlier in the night is going to be is something that we're going to be looking at a little bit closer towards the end of the night here. I wouldn't even be surprised with Washington if Adam Peters decides to trade out of 29. I think that's a big spot for them.
Yeah, how you feeling about your Commanders?
I'm finally relaxed for once.
You finally don't have to stress about a top 15 pick.
How does it feel to have your quarterback and just be like, all right, let's
And they showed our quarterback was with Alex Ovechkin at the game last night, downing beers with Marcus Mariota and Sam Hartman, having a good time. He was at the Louvre a couple weeks ago. It feels so good to have that position locked down, and that's what I'm guessing Titans fans are going to be hoping for going forward, and whoever lands something a little bit later here. But yeah, it feels really nice to just not only have the quarterback locked down, but we were at a point that we're near the end of the draft and we're going to be taking, I would assume, best player available. And I trust the GM to actually do that. I trust the GM to actually make the best player available pick. I was kind of hoping for this guy, but a little bonus pick since we're still on. At number 16, the Arizona Cardinals are taking Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolan.
Oh,
so that was somebody that we really liked. That was somebody that could shore up the Cardinals' defensive line. But I also don't think that there's a team in the league that I could give a shit less about than the Arizona Cardinals.
No,
and what they could ever do.
I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, they got the best tight end, right? But other than that,
weirdly,
the best tight end who got 2 touchdowns last year.
And he's making the most money, right?
It's insane. But like you said, money's not real.
Money's not real. Money's not real.
Money's not real, man.
We're working on that Trump impression.
You guys do just fine. You guys do just fine.
Oh, folks, look, we are actually almost able to get to bed on time. Like we got through picks 1 through 15 before 10 o'clock. So we got through picks 1 through 16 before 10 o'clock. So Scott, with the rest of the draft, what should people look toward, and what are some storylines you think we're going to be talking about on the recap show coming up in a couple of days?
Definitely where one of these quarterbacks go, whether it's Shador and Jackson Dart, or maybe it's just Jackson Dart and Shador falls into the second round, seeing what goes on there. I'm very interested and intrigued to see where running back Omarion Hampton from United States, the University of North Carolina. Very interested to see where he goes, and where are the wide receivers? Like, are we going to see a wide receiver not drafted in the first round?
Outside of McMillan.
Yeah, outside of him. Yeah, is he going to be the only one? I mean, has that ever happened before where only one wide receiver's been taken?
Will we have another tight end taken too? Is one that I'm wondering. Will we have 3 tight ends taken?
Yeah, I mean, because as far as tight ends go, I mean, you got Elijah Arroyo from Miami, who's 40 years old. And then Mason Taylor, I mean, you might see a little bit of a slump there. but not as edge heavy as I thought it was going to be up to the 16th pick.
We edging. Luis, final bet before we get out of here. Where are you saying that Shedeur Sanders is going to land? Dart. Let's go both of them.
Let's go Pittsburgh, and we'll go Dart to Seattle.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And also, I don't know if you got any comments there coming in from the live stream, but what should people watch if they're thinking, hey man, maybe I should watch something on my computer after the draft, you know? And did anybody make any comments live that you could put up on the screen?
This would actually be something if you're looking for, good movie to watch, something to get on. God, what could be out there? What could be out? Scott, do you have any recommendations?
Minecraft is in theaters.
Oh, yes.
Chicken jockey.
What if you just want to stay at home and just press a button for like $3?
You could pirate it. It's on YouTube, probably.
Honestly, I can't wait till I see my movie pirated. It's going to be a very important day.
Well, here we go.
Did you hear that, folks? He said his movie. Luis Martinez, tell us. What have we got online? Where are we going to find it? Tell us everything.
Listen, everybody's got Amazon, right? Amazon Prime. So what you do is you go to Amazon Prime Video, and you look up Blacklisted. It's like Blacklisted ED. Like if the Blacklist had an erectile dysfunction episode. No, it's Blacklisted. It's a movie that I made a few years ago that finally we had a distribution company that requested it, and they put it on Amazon for us. So we're getting like a 50-50 split there, which is pretty nice. So go on Amazon and search Blacklisted, and you'll see a movie that I made for like $50,000 a few years ago. Action, drama, kickboxing, a lot of fighting, some good dialogue. It's a revenge movie. It's kind of like what was that one movie with the fighting? All of them, and like a Charles Bronson revenge movie. So,
hey, and also, I mean, Amazon, it's $3 to rent it. Who doesn't have $3 to rent it? But better yet, you're gonna want to watch it over and over and over again. It's gonna be one of your new favorite classics. $10.
$10.
You can't even buy a meal from McDonald's for $10.
$10.
But here you go, a lifetime of entertainment.
Yeah, supporting the chief until they kill all digital media. But anyway, yes, that's what's happening.
Hey, you said it, not me.
You said it. You said that. Look, go see that. That sounds 100% up my alley. That is 100%.
I do want to know what you guys think when you guys watch it. I do. Yeah.
We will actually pay attention and watch on our own instead of doing a live watch. But we will 100% want to review this with you.
Got it.
Ooh, get Mr. B in on it too. The cinephile.
I was about to say to get our critic, our lead critic, Travis Byram in on it too.
All I'll say, it was my first feature film, and it was really like I was making like little indie films where I was the camera guy, production guy, everything. This was the first movie where I actually had a full crew, camera people, sound people, everything. And we had 132 actors in total.
Whew.
It's a big ass story. And it was my first feature film. It was probably about 8 to 10 years ago that it was filmed. But I think it still stands up quality wise. So, I'd love for everybody to be able to take a look at it.
You heard him. Go check out Blacklisted on Amazon Prime Video. Do it tonight, folks. Do it tonight. Do it this weekend. Find something to watch. This is going to be the thing for you. You can check Luis Martinez out, Mi Gente Show, anywhere at Big Chief Burrito, 2am burritoproductions.com. Luis, thank you so much for jumping in. And we even got it on the bottom down there in the ticker.
Ooh.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys as always.
Of course, we appreciate having you. Scott Ellia of the 323 College Shame Day.
Hi.
Scott, Did you enjoy this first half of the draft? Holy shit! It's only 10 o'clock. It's the first
I
half.
have, and the reason why I've enjoyed it, it's not the blockbuster trade. It's not the fact that Shador Sanders is still sitting at home crying. It's the fact that these teams have finally got it together this year. These picks are flying in. They understand, hey, let's go. We got to crank these out. And I couldn't be more grateful for them.
They are really
except for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson needs to hit these free throws to ice it.
That's what I've been holding out on here. We had a second left in this game, 118 to 116, New York.
Jalen Rose at the Jalen Rose is he on the bench for Detroit now?
Oh damn, that's something we didn't even get to bring up. Shannon Sharp. Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe we don't. But I already stepping back. He's stepping away from his duties at ESPN. He announced.
Whoopsies.
Because his lawyer, put out that $10 million settlement offer situation. So,
ooh.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going away fully.
Unc's got too many of them sparks in him, apparently.
Between that and some, we don't even need to dive in too much.
I don't know about you guys. I don't have $10 million to settle.
I don't have.
Listen, if Sparks needs a new spokesperson, the 323 is willing to step in.
Hey, an SA free.
We'll do a show with Ocho Cinco. We could do Nightcap.
He's got time now.
Get us a liquor deal, and we'll do Nightcap.
Right.
That is a game that I want to do at some point. That's still on the table.
Right.
Is guess the celebrity liquor, where we will just we will taste take a shot of something, and you have to tell me what celebrity's alcohol this is.
Oh,
now more viewers
I'm
pop
so
in.
down.
Right when we're scared to talk about Shannon Sharp.
Hey, get out of here. Shannon's here. Shannon is his legal team's here. We're not talking about you, Shannon.
Stephen A is watching. Stephen A probably put this out there.
Oh, Stephen A, he's probably sitting in a leather, high back chair, in an office. He has a nice glass of, I don't know, E&J or whatever he drinks. And he's just cackling into the night looking at this.
I mean, if you want to think about it from a conspiracy perspective, he probably got, Shannon got a little too close to the sun here. He's, coming for the
throne.
Coming for the throne. So,
it was coming for someone.
Well,
sorry, Shannon. It's hearsay. It didn't happen.
Shannon, Shohei. We don't want the smoke.
Hands up.
Don't want the smoke. Hands up. Bonus pick: the Bengals are taking Shamar Stewart, the defensive end, out of Texas A&M. Good or bad? Does that help them at all? Does their defense continue to give up 40 points?
Yeah, their defense is atrocious, and you're in the NFC North, and you need something to offset that. If they didn't go off defensive line, they need to go offensive line. So I'm glad they actually did something smart.
What is going on with this game, Luis?
So Brunson missed the second free throw on purpose to try to run the clock out, and then they did an official review and they put 0.5 seconds. So now Pistons are gonna inbound to try to win the game here on a catch and three.
Tackle him.
The ball out of bounds.
Tackle him.
So it's gone from a draft watch along to now we are watching Knicks at Pistons.
So they threw the ball away after the official review, and they're going to try to inbound it again. But Tibbs obviously needs to spend another timeout here. So
Tibbs, Tibby.
It's all right.
Tibby,
it's going to be all right. They just need to inbound the ball now.
I mean, Seattle's on the clock right now, so by the time their pick's in, so maybe we'll see a quarterback come off the board while
we wait for this game to end.
We also have live update from Brian V. Klein. Had a lot going on with the kids tonight, but he does like the Loveland pick for the Bears. Says he's going to thrive like Laporta.
Is he loving it?
He's liking it. It's Colston Lakeland right now. It's not quite Loveland.
Loveland in Chicagoland.
I am hungry.
Me too. Good thing I had ordered Chinese food.
And that's an inbound that I'm seeing.
I already know the result on ESPN.
I got the result. Does Luis have the result, though? We don't want to spoil him.
What happened? You
Knicks
spoil.
lost. Yeah, Knicks lost.
Knicks lost. Fuck
Whoops.
off.
No, they won. Hey!
Hey, they lost. Fuck off. he turned his screen so fast.
We smoking that Detroit pack. We smoking that Motown pack tonight. Don't worry. Yeah, there you go. It's just so...
The way he turned his head so fast.
What? Because I was looking at the score right here in front of me, and I'm like, half a second. All we need to do is inbound the ball. Here it is. Boom, the inbound, and game blouses.
What's Seattle gonna do?
Game blouses. Thank you very much.
So
back to normal stuff.
Our final pick. We got through 18 picks on this show, folks, and we are closing you out here with the Seattle Seahawks. And no, we didn't run out of budget. We didn't run out of sound. We got those chimes for you. With the 18th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the last of our night here on the 323, the Seattle Seahawks are taking Gray Zabel or Zabel, guard center out of North Dakota State. That's a corn-fed O-lineman right there, Scott. What are the Seahawks getting here?
Yeah, I had him going in the first, not quite nearly as high, but I had him going to the Ravens, and he was going to be there forever. So I know an offensive guard was of an area of need there in Seattle. So I'd be excited if I was them. If I was a Seahawks fan. It's kind of a boring pick, though, right? It's not a sexy pick.
Oh, once you get that's why we usually around 15, because then they all start to get a little
and especially like the guard crop is kind of thin. So like if they wanted to address it this year in the draft, they needed to make that pick. You could have gotten Donovan Jackson out of like Ohio State, but I have a little bit more concern with him. He is a better pass blocker, but I like the Gray Zabel shout.
I always feel bad for the O-line highlight packages during the draft where you just barely see them and it becomes more of a highlight reel for
whoever they're playing.
Yeah. But all you're seeing is that exact perfect
right there.
Scott just had as a hands and back. Hands and back.
Pass pro. Look at that pass pro. Look at that. Oh, look at him.
You know what I tried to do today? I tried to buy myself some old school Timberlands. Because this young kid came into the shop the other day and he was wearing Timberlands, and I was like, "Fuck, I was like, "Wait, young people are wearing Timberlands?" He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, and I was like, "Fuck, I haven't worn Timberlands in so long." And the last pair of Timberlands I had, my dog ate.
Oh,
so I tried. They were $170 though. And I was like, and I put them on, and I was like, I don't know if I can pull them off anymore, man. I was like, I'm gonna stand out like a sore thumb, but I got some different Tims instead though, because they were like a little too bulky. I was like, I can't drive in these, I can't tattoo in these.
Are they the OG like tan Tims, or you get some black?
Yeah, no, the OG butterscotch, the OG like the original Timberlands. That's kind of what I wanted, because I was like, I'm gonna treat myself for my birthday. I'm gonna buy myself. Treat yourself. Fine leather goods. So
that's not copyrighted, right?
No.
So, but instead I just got some of their like more like different type shoes and shit. I was like, all right, it's more my style. I'm getting old.
Get some stompers. That's what I need.
Shit kickers.
Yeah, get these Walmart running sneakers. It's the best way to go around. Slip right in.
Now, has Scott made the New Balance transition yet, or are you still?
I have New Balances.
You still fighting? Okay.
When did you get New Balances?
What year? What age did they sort of appear in your closet?
Yeah. Did you buy them, or did they just appear?
Actually, when you go to the hospital and you have your child, they actually that's in your go bag, and here you go, sir.
When you turn 30 and you're a white dude, they show up at your door with a package. Like,
right.
I thought it was something like you could be like wearing like any kind of shoe, like some Air Maxes when you're.
It just turns into a New Balance,
like Animorphs.
When you walk out of the store, you're like, "Ooh, I got my new Air Maxes."
You just wake up with them on. You just wake up with them on one day. That's all.
Pair of khakis and a Bud Light.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis on your playlist?
Always. Always. Joe Rogan podcast all day, man.
Trying to get this Tampa Bay pick in for you, Scott, but they're not doing anything. They're one of these ones that are taking their time. But now on ESPN, it just says the clock is stopped at 4:55.
Yeah, it shows on my ESPN that the pick is in, but I'm also currently watching a Panera Bread commercial.
Do we like Panera Bread?
Overpriced hospital food.
I do enjoy. I do like Panera Bread. Man, they got an Italian sandwich, and you get that with the broccoli cheddar soup.
See, I do like getting the mac and cheese in a bread bowl.
I did ask some of the girls at the shop the other day, where would you rather be taken out for lunch? Panera Bread or the Cheesecake Factory?
Ooh.
Because I thought Cheesecake Factory might be a little bit like pricey and too complicated for lunch, whereas Panera Bread is light. There's a lot of girly things there, but they all said Cheesecake Factory.
I mean, I would probably go Cheesecake Factory there too.
Yeah.
Panera.
I don't know. Every time I go to Cheesecake Factory, my ADHD gets like blown out of my brain because there's so many options on their menu, and then I'm looking at the Eye of Sauron like on all their decor because it's like right there in your face all the time.
It's a weird place.
The real final pick here, because we had to get through Scott's pick.
Oh, Tags.
Number 19. Wait, is Tags dead? No, he didn't die.
No, they just showed a highlight reel with him in there.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't Google it.
With the 19th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, thank God, are taking Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka. So, yeah, interesting reaction from the Tampa Bay fan here and our college expert, the best person to analyze this and break it down. What do you think?
I like the pick, but not at 19th. I mean, they probably could have waited for him to drop until their next pick because they pick again. Yeah, second round. It's a very boring draft this year for us. So we have like one in each round. So they could have waited. You probably would have been there. I would have gone. There's like 3 cornerbacks on the board, and like the secondary is an area of need. The defense is the area of need. So I would have gone with like Will Johnson or Jade Barron. Maybe went and grabbed like Nick Emamori, the safety out of South Carolina. Little bit of a reach. I mean, hell, I think Malachi Starks is still on the board too, right?
He is.
Yeah, like that's kind of strange.
No defensive back outside of Travis Hunter.
I mean, I don't hate the pick. I just don't like it at 19. I mean, I think overall, I think ESPN has him ranked like in the like 40th on the big board.
A lot of white people on the couch.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad I stayed up for that.
And with that exciting conclusion, folks, and a Knicks win, that's the biggest part here.
And Tagliabue's still alive.
Paul Tagliabue,
we love you.
Alive. We love you, Tags. Again, check out Blacklisted on Prime Video. Go watch it this weekend, folks. Support the people that support us. Luis Martinez, Big Chief Burrito, the best. And Scott Ellia of the 323 College Shame Day, our incredible draft analyst. Thank you so much for the breakdowns tonight and the expertise going into all of this and all of this, this whole free agency, OTA shit, whatever we're in. We can finally relax, folks. But you can still follow us at 323 Reid, at 323 REID, or at 323 College Shame Day. Support us on Patreon at 323 Reid, or Venmo Reid 323. Whatever you want to do. The money gets there no matter what. Support us. Give us love. We thank you for everything that you already do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening as you're listening tomorrow. We will talk to you later with plenty more sports. We will talk to you with a lot of potlucks. We're getting back to the potlucks now that we're, football frenzy's a little died down. Baseball's cooling in. Summer movie season's cooling in. We're going to be cruising. We're going to be having a lot of fun with a lot of friends of the show over the next couple of months. So, folks, for the 323, I'm Reid Murphy. We will talk to you later. Bye. If I can ever find the mouse and be able to hit end stream. Bye. It didn't click. Bye. We're going to do it one more time. Bye.